people buy and sell fear. They worship war, they crave war, and I'm not afraid of their wars. I created war, and I think it's time for the masses to wake up, wake up, wake up! Wake up and look at this lie they're living in, man! The world is deteriorating between their toes, and they do nothing about it. They only stand there, they whisper and wonder, but they never do anything about it. But I've seen it all in my dreams and in my thoughts, and above everything else, I understand this is not the beginning.
No power in the verse can stop me.
It's the end.
What's going on, guys? My name is El De Niro, and welcome to episode 18 of The Midnight Hour. Today, the guest on the show, as you can probably tell from the title, is the lead singer and songwriter of the band Kodaline, Steve. He's a good friend of mine, and he agreed to come on the show. We kind of talked about doing it many times in the past, but we never really got the opportunity to do so. But this time we did, and the conversation that we have spans across several different things. We talk about movies, music, obviously, and a few other things. It started out as a discussion. I kind of frequently took some questions from you guys off Twitter, actually, so if you did ask me a question for a tweet that I put out, then there's a good chance that your question got answered. A quick few notes just before we get into it. It was recorded just after midnight on, I think it was like Sunday night, and we recorded it in Steve's house. It was the most unprofessional sounding episode because we sort of had to manufacture a makeshift area to record in Steve's house. So you can hear like a chair squeaking, floorboards cracking and stuff like that, but it was the only time that we could get to record it. Another thing is I was really sick at the time, so my voice doesn't really sound great, and Steve was really jet lagged and he had to be up in a few hours to get a flight to America. So you might want to turn your volume up a little bit is what I'm saying. Like, it was quite a relaxed conversation, but hopefully you guys enjoy it regardless. For everyone who's been asking for him to be on the show, this is the moment. It's finally happened. Hopefully you guys enjoy it, and yeah, let's start it off.
Go first.
Right, but I'll start off with an easy enough question that I don't actually really know the answer to this, even though I know you very well and have done for a long time. But like, my channel is mainly gaming based.
Yeah.
And you used to be a huge gamer.
I used to play a lot of games. I mean, only in the last 2 years, I think the only game I've really gotten into, which isn't very useful to you, but it was Little Big Planet.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
You know, I'm a master at that game.
I know. I've seen interviews with you and you and Mark, and you're both just like, yeah, Little Big Planet. Like, we spent days and weeks completing that game.
Sleepless nights.
Yeah.
I mean, I will accept a challenge on Little Big Planet from anybody.
You play GTA though, don't you?
Yeah, I play GTA a little bit, but I just try and steal points from you, or because you're level 1,000,000.
A million, yeah, that is my level. I have no life. I just play GTA on a constant.
No, but it's great, because I can do missions with you, and then I get the point.
Yeah, that's
I get
true,
extra stuff, so I don't have to work hard. So
you should join my crew, because I made a new crew today, right? It's called KPFC, Katy Perry Fan Club, right? And our motto on it is, "Baby, you're a firework, living a teenage dream." So we went online with it today, and the logo of it is purple, and we're all just huge Katy Perry fans, and if anyone comes up and tries to kill us or whatever, it's the Katy Perry fan club gets on him and starts killing him.
So the only music you play when you're driving down the motorway in GTA is
Katy Perry, yeah.
Baby, you're a firework, or
I like to listen to a bit of Roar.
Roar, yeah.
I actually remember a time on your tour bus after the show in Camden, I think, or maybe it wasn't that, but it was one of the London shows where me and your tour manager,
yeah,
and we were all sitting in the room on the bus at about 2 a.m. blaring Roar out of it, and
that kind of happens sometimes.
It happens on tour. Yeah, it's just
Katy
one of those
Perry,
things.
Katy Perry's great, man.
She is absolutely awesome.
I mean, I think that is awesome that you're that dedicated that you set up a group on GTA. That's hardcore fangirling right there.
Man's got to represent, alright?
Absolutely.
And that's what I'm about. I'm about representing. I like songs that have a strong, independent female vibe.
You're a strong, independent woman.
I am. I think Kelly Clarkson kind of did it better, but she didn't have as many good songs, so it's just one of those things.
Yeah.
But I have a question here from a guy called Philip. And
Hold on a sec. How does this work? Do you have to do an intro or?
I'll do it after.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
But Philip's question is, do you think you would still like Kodaline's music even if you weren't mates with the band? And
Careful now.
I'm gonna say
Careful now.
no. Like you're a great guy and everything, but your music, aside from you as a person, is awful. And to be honest, every time I hear it, it makes it just hurts. Especially knowing that I wrote all of those songs and you're just using
Uh-oh.
No, but the obvious answer is...
Look, that's fair enough. I mean, music is opinionated and, everybody likes their own thing. I mean, you're a diehard Katy Perry fan who likes to dress up as Katy Perry at night,
Is that not talking about... Didn't I specifically say there was two things you can't mention in this show?
Okay,
one is my real name and one is my Katy Perry fangirling, right?
Yeah.
But no, I would be. I'm a huge fan of your music. I think it's awesome. I especially like that song with the guitar in it and the...
And the music?
Yeah, the music, yeah.
Oh, the one with the music.
It's got the video to it. You know the video?
Oh, yeah, the one with the music and the video.
That's a good one, yeah. But I'll put the question back to you. If you weren't friends with Kodaline, would you still like their music?
How can you not be friends with yourself?
That is the thing.
So,
yeah.
Wait, okay, right. If you're friends with yourself, like, everybody is in a way, like, friends with themselves, aren't they?
I don't know. I have moments.
Yeah, I suppose, yeah. I'm my own worst enemy. I'm my own best friend. But,
yeah. That's a good quote right there. I'm my own worst enemy. I'm my own best friend.
I think that's the title.
You should
of
put
a new
that in a song.
Right,
yeah.
let's do it.
Alright, let's go. I'm my own worst enemy and I'm my own best friend, and I'm willing to stick this true until the bitter end.
How would you look?
Yeah,
that was really good. It kind of reminds me of something like in a rap, where I'm my own worst enemy, my own worst friend. Jay-Z or something. But
there's no point lying to you. I'm not gonna pretend.
El De Niro, DJ
El De Niro.
L. De Niro. It's a bit of a mouthful, man.
I'm El De Niro. I'm here as your hero. I've got 1 point. You've got 0.
You're just blowing me out of the water here.
I am.
I got nothing. I'm firing blanks. Okay, rap is not my forte.
No, this is the thing.
Okay, what was the question again?
I don't think it was. I don't think we can do it.
Oh, if I wasn't friends with myself, would I not like myself?
No, about your music. Like, I don't know. What actually? As a question,
okay, it's really difficult to create something and then look at it from the outside.
Yeah, of course.
So I'm so attached to the music that I write and play, and the music that we write as a band, that I just don't know. I can't tell you.
You can't look at it objective. Well, I mean, you can objective.
Unless like somebody like knocked me on the head and I got like amnesia,
yeah.
And then I'd listen to it, and I don't know. Maybe I'd hate it. I don't know.
Do you want me to hit you in the head really hard?
Do you want to try that now?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, let's go.
Ah! How's it going?
What do you think of this song?
Where am I? What are you? What's this? The Midnight what?
What's
Is this the Midnight Katy Perry?
This is the one, yeah.
Oh, right.
I wanted to ask you this a while ago, actually. What's one question that every interview you ever have, they ask you every time?
Well, actually, that's a good question. There's a few. I mean, like, you do a lot of interviews and you get asked the same questions all the time.
Yeah.
It's really cool when you get a curveball because you just kind of go blank and you don't expect it. But
and then the interview ends suddenly.
I did a really weird one there, actually. I'm kind of going off topic, but I did a weird one where it was like, do you know Would You Rather?
Yeah.
And the whole thing was Would You Rather. But like, he started off really, really serious, and he was like, so, I mean, who are your influences and what inspired you as a kid, and, like, what type of music really gets you, and you can connect it really deep and stuff, and then he just goes, right, okay, well, would you rather eat a full head of hair, or have a flock of seagulls flying around you for the rest of your life?
Fucking hell.
Which was a pretty curveball, but obviously I said
the hair
because if you've got seagulls with you for the rest of your life, they're just gonna be constantly shitting on you.
Yeah. And
you could probably eat the hair, which would be pretty bad, I don't know, but
I'd say digesting hair is awful, but
yeah.
This is like for you, if you had a load of seagulls around you, like for health and safety reasons, they'd be contractually obligated to supply things for the Kodaline brand as itself, so you'd have to pay them all for it, and
There goes the poster.
Well, that's just symbolic of everything.
Falling apart.
But yeah, no. The question that I'm mostly asked is probably, how did the band form, or
Yeah, I see that a lot.
or what are your influences?
Yeah. And there's always ones about, like, I think with a lot of interviewers that I see, they know, they've dug already and they found it, and then they just ask you questions just to get you to talk about stuff.
Yeah.
And I don't see the point in that, because it's just the same as everything else then, you know? Like, you've probably done the same interview like 1,000 times now.
I'd say so.
So it's just like that. I don't know. It all seems
One that's
weird.
really weird for me is how did you get the name?
Oh, yeah.
What does the name mean, or how did you get the name? And it's like, it's really weird, because I mean, for me personally, I just think a name is a name.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't actually mean anything for us. You know, it's really difficult to come up with a name. Like, what does El De Niro mean?
It's
Oh damn.
to be honest, right, it means nothing, but I'm a huge Robert De Niro fan.
Oh right.
So I like this is going to be really weird to explain, right? But I really like the sort of symmetry of it, the way it looks with the small E and the way that it ends in an O. It's like a nice balance, and then the L and the D are like the same. Like, I'm really sort of weird with it's not spatial awareness as such, it's just I like the way it looks. It looks like a brand name to me.
Yeah.
It looks like something that I'm happy to associate myself with, and that's why I do it. Like, I see people spelling it with a capital E, and it does my fucking head in. Like, I can't have it. So it's like, it's one of those things.
I think that's your OCD, or maybe you should get checked for OCD, man.
It's not. It's
that
like,
E is too big.
Yeah.
God damn it.
I mean, it is some sort of obsessive compulsion, I think, but it just looks perfect to me. Like,
Yeah.
I think that's something that, because I worked in sales previously and I did business, like
Was that selling Katy Perry?
selling Katy
merchandise?
Perry.
Yeah.
I actually sold makeup legit for a summer once, which was, I did it in Scotland, so it was quite easy because I have an Irish accent, so
Oh.
like it's easy enough to talk to girls. It was actually for an introvert, that was a good time that I had. But
That is
yeah.
the most. I didn't even know that about you. I've known you for years.
I know, but like when I came back from Scotland, I didn't really want to talk about Scotland, so we just, I don't know, it sort of picked up where it was, I guess, didn't it? But yeah,
Fair enough.
one thing that I see a lot from my friends when they're like, Kodaline, that sounds like a drug. It's like, yeah, always just say the first joke that comes into your head. Like, you think no one said that before you? Like,
Yeah, no, because codeine is a drug. Yeah,
That's
but
right,
okay,
yeah.
that name, it doesn't actually mean anything. It was really difficult for us to come up with a name, so we tried to invent a word, you know, and Kodaline, that's the word that we came up with. And I mean, when I first heard it, I thought it was pretty terrible. Next day, I thought it was alright.
yeah.
And the next day after that, I was like, yeah, okay, right, let's go.
That's the best story anyone's ever
I
told.
mean, that's it. Names are names. Like, what the hell does, like, if you think of companies, like Kodak, what does that mean? What does McDonald's mean? What
Kodak.
does Pepsi mean?
I know what Kodak
What does
means.
Coca-Cola mean?
It's something. Alright, stop saying things to me.
Stop shouting at me!
Right, the next question. This will be really good for you as well, I think. It's from someone whose name is 3 days till birthday. So, at the time that you're listening to this, Rios Lift, it will have been your birthday, so I'll wish you a belated happy birthday.
But how do you know it's 3 days till his birthday? That might just be his name.
Yeah, that's
His
true.
parents could have actually named him that as a kid.
They could have lost a bet, like
Yeah.
a really serious bet with their friends.
That would be pretty harsh, but I hope it is your birthday in 3 days. And if it is, by the time this goes out, it's not your birthday. We have missed your birthday.
Yeah.
I'm sorry for missing your birthday.
But he says, what place on earth would you most like to visit? And I think that's good for you because you've been everywhere. Well, you've been to a lot of places, but you probably don't really get to see much of them.
Yeah, it's
I'd
true.
imagine.
I mean, we go to, like, I mean, I've travelled all over the place. I'm going to Chicago tomorrow, and then Canada, Montreal, in Canada, which is great. I don't know. I mean, it's a really tough question.
Is there
Like,
anywhere that you enjoyed that, like when you left it, you were sort of sad to leave it? Like, you felt like you had a bit more to do there?
I love San Francisco.
Yeah.
As you can see, there's a San Francisco
Yeah. And
license plate there, and then, yeah.
I've seen the pictures that you put up as well of San
Yeah, no,
Francisco.
San Fran's really cool. I used to do a lot of skateboarding and that kind of... I came back from San Francisco going, right, I'm getting back into skateboarding, and I bought a board over there.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I kind of caught the San Francisco bug. That place is awesome. But strangely enough, when I'm torn, like I don't get to see a lot of places, but I had a few days off there, so I got to see it.
Yeah.
But if I got to see everywhere else, I might love everywhere else.
That's true.
you know?
Yeah.
So
It is really hard to.
but no, in all honesty, one of my favourite places in the world, even after doing the travelling that I've done, is still like Ireland, like Kerry, and stuff like that.
That's true. Yeah.
You know.
I fucking hate Ireland, but you know, I don't really. I hate everywhere equally. It's fine. I don't know for it. I'd like to go to Japan, just see what's going on down there, like see what they're up to. You know.
It's bonkers, man. It's an amazing place. You know, it's so good, but yeah, it's just unlike anywhere else. You can find similarities all around Europe. You know, I mean, like Germany, France, Switzerland, Holland. They're all unique in their own way, but they've all got similarities.
They've all got a Starbucks, an Irish pub, and a McDonald's in them, which I'm
Exactly.
sure Tokyo does too, but not to the same degree. Like,
Yeah, but it's like you go to Japan and it's just Japan. I can't compare it to anything, and it's an amazing experience. It's a great country.
do you feel any? This is a weird question, like that I'm just making up myself, but because this is something that's concerned me about if I was to go there, because like I'm kind of, I'd say I'm shy or something, but like as a sort of Westerner over there, do you feel any sort of like a little bit isolated or a little bit cut off to the culture, like a little bit like you sort of don't know what you're doing, or like is there different cultural things, like if you're eating in a restaurant, the way you handle yourself in a restaurant there might be different to here?
Yeah, I mean that's true. They've got a lot of customs, you know, and luckily enough I was told about them, so I kind of got by.
Yeah.
Like in restaurants, I remember I was sitting in a restaurant and I was eating really strange stuff, and I'm very particular about food, and I don't eat a lot of various variations. You know, I'm kind of I don't like fish and stuff like that, and but in Japan, fish is everywhere, sushi and all that.
Yeah.
But anyway, we went to this place and there was no fish, which was cool for me, and it was all beef, and then there was like like cow guts and cow brains and cow livers, but they brought it out raw and then cooked it on the table. There's a little kind of cooker, I suppose, and you cook it yourself.
No way.
But the thing is, the waiter would stand there and just like smile at you and look at you until you tasted it.
Oh no.
And I'm really polite as a person.
Yeah.
Anyway,
You can't just go.
you know.
You can't just eat it and go ugh.
Yeah, so I was just like, you know, eating guts, and it was all chewy and stuff, and I was just like, "Yeah, that's it's great, arigato, yasimash."
Oh man, I can't even imagine.
I think that means thank you very much,
Domo arigato, I think means thank you very
Mr.
much.
Roboto.
Yeah, domo arigato, Mr. Roboto.
Alright.
Yeah, you can do it, Otto. Help each other out. That'll be our motto.
Grand.
That's how it goes.
Yeah. I'll use that next time.
Yeah, do yeah. There's a lot of football related questions here, and I guess it'd be a good time to tell people that you don't really, you watch football.
I did no like
You don't
I used to be I was a huge Liverpool fan when I was a kid, and then I got onto Spurs.
Yeah, I remember.
You know,
I think we were the only, me, you and Andy were the like Spurs fans.
Yeah,
of
pretty
the
much.
road.
Yeah, Andy is another guy on our road. If you wanna.
Yeah, true. Yeah, and Andy lives like me and Steve live like what is it, about 9 doors apart.
I wish it was 10.
I wish it was. I wish it was 12. There you go.
It's too close, man.
But Andy's
You're
right
right,
in the
man.
middle of us, and that's what it is.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, I just kind of, especially recently, like I've always been like music is my main thing, you know, and I spent so much time on music that I've kind of just not been following football, but I know that's not an excuse at all. But
to be honest, like I
do love football.
Yeah.
I played it. I play it like I used to play it 5 times a week.
I remember.
and I love it.
yeah.
I haven't played in a while, but I mean,
It's one of those things that I like. It's probably different to you in some ways, but I've really fallen out of love with football. Like, I really hate all the tribalism associated with it. I hate being judged because of who I support or whatever, and it's sort of just like, it just every time I get into a discussion with someone I don't know about football, and they'll say something like, "Oh yeah, you see all these Arsenal fans, they're all just cunts," and it's like, but they're all just people the same as you who support a football team.
yeah, true.
Like it's like when you see how on Twitter, this is a lot on Twitter, hashtag like, oh no, Justin Bieber fans are way better than One Direction fans, and you look at that and you think, but you're all the exact same target audience. You all make up the same sort of, you all comprise this section of teenagers who the brand is targeted at, It's the exact same as football fans. You're all like 20-something males who drink. You're not actually different.
No, it's a really good point.
Yes.
I mean, I think it's like, it's only human nature, and it's only natural to do that.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, in Dublin, in Ireland, when we grew up, remember North Side, South Side?
Yeah.
I mean, and like now, when you get to a certain age, you're kind of like over it.
Yeah,
like,
it does not
everybody's the
matter.
same. It really doesn't matter. And it happens. People saying like, you know, oh, don't go to that part of town because it's a bit dodgy.
Yeah.
But the truth is, everywhere is dodgy.
Yeah.
It's just, you know, I mean, the nicest place in the world could be dodgy. I mean, you never know.
Just like I got assaulted out that night. When I got assaulted was like in the centre of town where I've walked hundreds of times. But like, if I tell that to someone, it was literally by the quays, by the river that separates north and south. But if I said to someone like, yeah, I got battered over there, they'd be like, oh, that's the north side for you, or all like that. You'd never get that on the south side. But it's literally right next to it. Like,
it's just mad. Yeah.
Plus, we all know that One Direction fans are better than Justin Bieber fans anyway. It's not even up for discussion.
What about Katy Perry fans?
Well, they are I am. Look, you're muddying the water here. Next question's from Jeremy.
Baby, you're a firework. You love it.
I do. I actually do. If I was at one of your shows and you like opened with a Katy Perry song, I'd probably like literally explode. Like I'd combust.
I'm gonna do that now because I want to see you explode. I don't know if that's possible. I think you're lying.
No, you can. I mean, spontaneous human combustion is.
Can you control that?
Yeah, of course I can.
Wow,
It's a switch. It's a switch in my brain.
I'm learning a lot about you. I didn't know. You're a dark horse.
Oh God.
Man.
Jeremy's got a good question there, and your insight would actually be great. He doesn't know that you're on the show, which is why I find this interesting. But he says, "How do bands decide what the singles are going to be off their albums?"
I don't know. I mean, I think some bands actually decide themselves.
Yeah.
But us, I mean, we just leave it to the label. I mean, I don't like to think about singles when I'm writing. Just write a lot of songs and then see what happens. You know, I mean, but then that's just us.
But do you ever, like, Noel Gallagher wrote The Master Plan as a B-side and left it as a B-side and, like, threw that song away pretty much. Until, like, it did come back as a single, but it wasn't as big as it could have been. And that is one of Oasis's best songs, in my opinion.
It's still a mega song.
It's so good, yeah.
Well, I mean, Noel Gallagher is an absolute living legend, and yeah.
Yeah. It's a shame, like, fucking, I'm not even going to talk about it, but that song got thrown off it, and one of your songs, Take Control, is one of my favourite Kodaline songs, and that didn't make it to an album, and I'm here to fight you about it. No, but does it, like, I don't know, do you ever sort of think about it and think that you should have done it, or do you just leave it? And I mean, like, your singles are being really successful anyway, so it probably doesn't affect it in any way.
I just move on, man.
Yeah.
I mean, I write all the time, so it's like a song is just a moment of how you feel or an opinion you have, and opinions change on a daily basis almost. So
That's true. Did you ever write one that you didn't think would make it anywhere, and then the label turned around and was like, "Oh, we love that song. Like, that's going places. We need that."
I wasn't sure about Love Like This actually when we were recording it. I wasn't sure about the song, you know, but it goes down really well live. I know I enjoy playing it live, you know, so.
Yeah, it's got like a lot of energy to it, and everyone seems to respond to it really well.
Yeah, I think you gotta. It's like anything. When you hear a song the first time, it's very rare that you love it, you know. And for me, when I write a song, it's very rare that I love it instantly. I kind of have to sit on it for a while.
Do you want another question?
No more questions.
This interview is over.
This is over.
Right, this is from a friend of ours, and he says his Twitter name is Desay16. He says, "How many pet elephants do you have?"
Me?
Yeah.
17.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, 70. Steve and the 17
was it?
elephants.
It's Oscar, Johnny, Jimmy, Henry, Simon, Peter,
Klaus.
No, Klaus has gone back to Africa.
Oh shit, is it?
Yeah. No, they're all there. They're great actually. Yeah.
But I'll hit you with a curveball here. This one's from Marco Sarandrea, and he says, and I love this question: if humans were to meet aliens eventually, what do you think would happen? Do you think there'd be a war, or would there be dialogue back and forth?
That's an awesome question.
Yeah, see, I know that you are mad into...
Well,
like,
I'm not mad into aliens. I'm just interested
Yeah.
in the unknown.
You have an interest in the paranormal.
Yeah, I have an interest in ghosts. I've never seen them. I don't really believe in them, but
Yeah.
I'd love to see one, because if I did see one, it would change my whole perception of everything. It would
Yeah.
mean there is something after life.
That's some...
You know?
Like, for me, the theory that the universe is a simulation.
No, I don't know that theory.
The Matrix.
The Matrix.
The Matrix,
You're
yeah.
gonna tell me you're Neo now, aren't you?
I am Neo, but so like I don't believe that theory, right? But
You're
I
the
would
Neo.
love for it to be true. Like it would. I don't know. I can't really
Do
explain
you know
why.
why? Because you love computer games, and that's what you do.
Probably, yeah. It's like I feel like I'd have more control over what I'm doing. Like, or I don't really know what it is, but I think it's very similar for you with the paranormal.
Well, like, I mean, it's the same thing, but like aliens, if aliens did exist, it would just change the whole perception of how we live. It would change our culture.
Yeah.
Like all the wars that happen in the world over religion, that would all go out the window, because it doesn't really matter. I mean, if aliens exist, it means it kind of makes us be more nothing. More, I don't know.
Ideally more humble,
Yeah.
because you realize your insignificance. in
Yeah,
that
I
sense.
think if aliens came, it would unite the world, because we'd all have to come together and tackle a very, very dodgy situation.
But you know how
That could go either way. They could blow us up, or they could
I think
they could be awesome.
knowing
Actually,
us,
they could be into music. They might have some good songs, and they might play some cool tunes.
I won't. No, I won't tell that story. The whole alien thing. What I think would be like the worst thing about it would be that they'd arrive or whatever, and maybe dialogue would be exchanged. Maybe it'd be war, but either way, there'd be a significant amount. I'm gonna say more than 15% of people in the Western world would say it's a conspiracy, and they're actually government agents, and they're here as part of New World Order bullshit and all of that, and that's what would happen. And people just wouldn't accept it. Like the people who won't accept it won't accept it. And
Do you
it would
know-
be that.
There'd probably still be religious groups out there, even though they've seen the aliens, met the aliens. If they did arrive, they'd still probably deny them and say that they don't exist, because
Yeah.
they're so caught up in their own beliefs.
Yeah, that is exactly what happened.
You know, which is kind of what happens anyway.
It is. That is exactly what happens every day.
But, yeah, I don't know. I'd be. I don't know. It's kind of one of those situations you don't really know how you'd react or anything, or until it actually happened, or if it happened.
Yeah, it's important. Like a lot of people ask me questions like, if you knew you were gonna die tomorrow, what would you do? But it's like I can't really answer that, because I don't know if I would just be like, oh fuck it,
Yeah.
and go off on a mad one, or if I would just be like pretty reflective and somber about the whole situation. Like it's really hard to come up with an opinion on a situation that you've never had to face before.
Yeah, very true.
But I think knowing humans, there'd be a war, and we would either steal their resources or get eviscerated, and I think the latter sounds better.
You never know. I mean, it could be. Imagine they had like a full proper society, and they were similar to us, but obviously way more advanced. But imagine they had a football team, like sports and shit.
Imagine they had an
It would
actual football
open
team.
up like FIFA and everything to like
The Universe Cup.
the Universe Cup, yeah, where you like it'd be like Space Jam, man.
Or Futurama. You know how
Yeah.
good Futurama is? Like
Yeah,
it's,
yeah.
it's one of the best shows I've ever seen for stuff like that.
It'd be great.
Another question that I really like from Manuel Kano, who is one of my oldest, like my most long time subscribers. He's been around since I had like 100 subs maybe, and he
Cool.
says, where does motivation come from, or more specifically, what motivates you? And I'd love to have your take on that.
That's an incredible question.
Yeah, it's tough, right? Like I don't.
It's tough because it's so opinionated. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
everybody's different. Everybody has their own personality, and everybody has their own life experiences.
And what works for you might not work for me in
Yeah,
that way.
exactly. I mean, motivation for one person could be, I don't know, anything. Anything. I don't know. Yeah. Well, okay. Me personally, all I know is what motivates me, and what motivates me is just music and meeting new people. I think, I don't know. It's hard to.
Is it like the fact that you get to use music as expression?
Yeah, I mean, I love creating something from nothing.
Yeah.
And with music, I get to do that. And then when I play a gig and people you know, come to the show and enjoy what I do, that's what motivates me. And I just want to do it over and over and over and over again, and do it more and do it better.
And to bigger audiences and stuff.
Yeah, well, I mean, that'd be great.
And before that, were you just motivated by the idea of getting to that phase, like that stage? Like...
And no, well, I think the first thing that motivated me was just creating something from nothing. I really, really enjoy it.
Yeah.
And I think if you enjoy something, that's why it's very important to do something that you love, because you kind of forget about motivation and you just do it naturally.
Yeah, that is true.
You know, when you enjoy something or love something that you're doing, you just keep doing it and you get better and better and better. There's an incredible video on YouTube called What If Money Didn't Matter?
I've seen that. I've actually done a response to that where I slayed it.
Really?
Yeah.
I think it's incredible.
It was like, the thing is...
Okay, obviously, right, money does matter.
Yeah, I know.
You know?
It, like, this is what I mean by what works for you might not work for me, in that I see everything from this pessimistic, cynical light of, you know, like, I feel like if someone comes to me with an intellectual sort of speech like that, I feel like my reaction has to be like, what's wrong with this? Like, and then I go into it. But I think, like, what I didn't really like about it was that I get the overall message of it, but I feel like it went over a lot of people's heads. It's like, there are people who just aren't in a position to do that. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
I know what you mean. Yeah, no, that's very, very true. But I think the problem is that not a lot of people can find what they really love.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And I think that's the most difficult thing to do.
I think you get sort of pressured into doing that too early in life, like, to know what it's supposed to be.
Well, I mean, like, things like, I mean, it's really great for people who are really into, academics and stuff, because in school that's what it promotes.
Yeah.
You know, going to college, you know, doing your exams, you know, get your job, whatever. Like, I find it amazing when I meet someone who's like, you know, an accountant, and they love being an accountant. They actually love numbers, you know. And then I love meeting somebody who's like, you know, working behind a bar, but they love it.
Yeah, and I know who you're talking about. Like, they interact with everybody with such a, like, it's like they've known them all their lives, and when you're in there, it feels great because it's like you know this person. Like, it's like you know them as friends.
I think the best thing and the hardest thing to do is figure out what you get enjoyment out of, and try and make a living out of it.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, when do you have fun? It could be in it.
I have fun when I'm standing on the dreams of others.
Well, don't do that.
Yeah, don't follow my example.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I think motivation is all about, I don't know, it's like a self-fulfillment, and, you know, and just doing what you love.
That's the thing, like, you once told me about how you just think positively, and I was just like, I just can't do it. Like, it's not in my nature. I cannot see that, you know, like, and I find that really hard, but it clearly works for you.
Well,
so,
I mean,
that's how it's just different for everybody, and, you know, you can ask someone and they'll give you their opinion or what drove them, but if you apply it to yourself and it doesn't work, then it doesn't work. But there's no, I mean, if you tried it and you learned something from it, then that's a good thing too, but it's a tough thing to do.
Yeah, I mean,
it's a really
positive thinking is the most powerful thing in the world, in my opinion. But yeah, I mean, sometimes it's hard to do because people have natural responses to things.
Yeah,
like,
I agree.
But for every time you could like you could be stuck in traffic, right? You're driving along, and one person will be like, "I'm stuck in traffic. God damn it! Hurry the hell up! What's going on here?"
Beep beep.
You know, getting all frustrated.
Yeah.
There'll be another guy going, "This is nice.
Yeah.
This is great," you know. Very calming and relaxing, you know, just sitting here, you know, chilling, don't have to do anything.
I'm actually that guy. So I really like traffic.
So, you know, so it's, yeah, but like that's just one situation.
Yeah.
But, you know, so basically for every situation that you're ever in, there's always another way of looking at it.
Yeah.
I think if you stop and think and actually try and see the brighter side or the positive angle, it'll cheer you up.
That is actually strangely that you say that. I once did a video. Long-term subscribers will remember this. It was about 2 years ago. I think it was called Happiness Over Money, and I mentioned in it that I suffer from anxiety, and one of the ways that I pull myself out of that is by just literally just take everything and look at it in an objective light and just see the positive sides of it, and sort of it becomes less of an obstacle and less of a challenge that you're faced with. Then you're more inclined to just think like, it's not actually that bad, but in the moment it's really difficult to get yourself there, but it is possible, and that is how you do it. You just look at it from a different angle and stuff.
Yeah, that's very, very true, man.
The next question, this might require some thinking. It's from a guy called Multi Bullet. That's his actual birth name. First name Multi, last name Bullet.
His parents are the coolest parents in the world.
They are, yeah. But he says, what has been your scariest experience? And
in general?
Yeah.
Wow.
See, when I looked at this, I sort of thought about flashes with the paranormal and stuff.
I've never seen a ghost though.
Yeah, well, I was thinking maybe.
Actually, well, I have one of the scariest situations ever. I used to have a fear of lifts, which is really lame.
No, my cousin has had that, and he legitimately we were staying in a hotel once with 17 floors, and he took the stairs.
I mean, I just run up 19 stairs, and
yeah,
I'm so glad that I don't have it now, because I go to New York and stuff like that,
yeah.
and you go up, buildings that are 50 floors, and it would probably take me 2 hours to get to the top or whatever, and yeah, it just wouldn't work.
And then when you get there, you never move again.
Yeah, and I have to be there for in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
It's 2 hours later, everybody's gone. But no, yeah, I think I used to have a crazy fear of lifts for whatever reason. Every time I got in, I would just freak out. I think I got caught in one when I was a kid.
That's what happened to my cousin.
But I got over it anyway. But I had one of the scariest things that's happened to me. I had a weird. Funny you mentioned the paranormal thing. I had a weird experience when I was a kid, and I was in my nana's house, and I went into the bathroom, and it's like a narrow corridor, and then then there's the toilet at the end, and I walked in, whatever, and then I closed the door, locked the door, and I'm sure I did. I was only about 8 years old, and there was nobody upstairs. Everybody was downstairs, and then I had my back to the door, and all I heard was and I turned around, the door swung open.
Oh shit.
And I've always felt kind of on edge about that, and I remember the time I just froze, and I stood there and I was like, what's going on?
Yeah.
And I think it was about 5 minutes before I actually built up the courage to leg it downstairs.
And you have to run in
just
that situation.
Sprint,
yeah.
And then I just ran downstairs to everybody, and I was just kind of freaking out. But that was pretty scary.
I can remember, I've never told this story on my channel before, but I don't know how old I must have been 3 or 4, and it's one of my first memories I've ever had in my life. But I was in my bedroom. I had a carpet. Everyone had this carpet where it has a road on it, and you have your little toy cars.
I had that.
Yeah.
The little green mat.
Yeah, exactly
yeah.
that. So,
who makes them? And
I
where
don't
do they
know.
come from? And why does everybody have them?
I know everybody had one as a kid,
Yeah.
but I was playing with my cars on that little mat, and my window was open, the top window, the little one, and it started raining. I was like, I'll get up and close the window, which makes me think I must have been 4, but I know for a fact I couldn't have been any older
How
than 4.
can you remember when you were 4?
It's just my first memory. See, something happened. I know that I wasn't 4, or I know I wasn't any older than 4 because of who was in the house and that. But I went up to close the window, and I saw lightning flash. First time I've ever seen lightning in my life. And I ran from my bedroom to the stairs, and I jumped down a full flight of stairs.
Wow.
And that
was kind of like what I did when I was running down.
Yeah, because you
stairs.
can't just not do that. You have to run, and
it was crazy.
That's why it's one of my first memories. Is that it was the first time I saw lightning, and I don't know if a lot of people know when the first time they saw lightning was, but that was definitely mine. And it
you just probably didn't know what it was.
I didn't know what it was.
Yeah.
Could have been anything.
Another actually scary thing that just came to my mind now was that I was cycling and I got hit by a Jeep, and whatever way I landed, I landed sitting up, which is weird because the car hit me. I did a front flip, hit the windscreen, and then did a back flip, and then landed sitting down, sitting up on the ground
in an upright position.
So and the doctors were really, really puzzled that I didn't hit my head. And, they said if I had I probably could have been seriously whatever. But yeah, that was pretty scary. Yeah, that's pretty deep. Let's like play some happy music.
I did.
Always look on the bright side of life.
I once got hit by a car too when I was on my bike.
Did it.
And
see, you can say anything with like happy music in the background.
I know.
You
I
can
was
be
just
like,
thinking
I
that.
once got attacked and like lost both my arms and my legs and. You know,
No. You keep singing. Always look on the right side, and I'll tell the
Always
story.
look
It's
on
like I was
the
cycling my
bright
bike,
side
and
of life.
a car crashed
Did it.
into me. And
Did
blood
it,
came
did it.
cascading from my head, and I
Always
saw
look
all of my
on the
friends
bright
die in a
side
fire
of
at the same
life.
time as it happened.
Did it.
And it's a really good
Did
experience.
Did it. Don't worry. Be happy.
Only half of that story is true. Right, here's a
Watch your luck.
how philosophical do you reckon you can be in your current state of jet lag and other things?
Give me a go.
Right, Hamill, whose Twitter name is one of my PlayStation names, which you'll love. It's Why Anything.
Mark Hamill.
Mark Hamill from Star
Star
Wars. Yeah.
Yeah.
He said, "Is life just a hunt for satisfaction, or is it much more?"
I think he's asking himself a question there.
You reckon?
Yeah, but what is life just a hunt for satisfaction, or is it much more?
Is there more to it?
No, I would say there's way more to it because it's about people as well. More importantly, it's about the people you meet.
But that could
family, friends.
those could all tie under satisfaction.
Yeah,
right?
but I
Like,
mean, every experience you go through with friends and family you're not gonna get satisfaction from it.
that's true.
But
Yeah.
it's about bonding and overcoming obstacles and growing as a person. You're not going to be satisfied every day. That's impossible.
Yeah, that is true. Well, you can gauge your satisfaction every day.
Yeah, I mean, well, yeah, you can be relatively satisfied.
You can be
a little. You're not going to be.
You're not going to be at peace every
You're not
day.
going to be smiling at a funeral. I mean.
It depends who died.
You're so, what?
It does.
That's evil, man.
Well, like.
Well, no, it's true. I suppose there is, a lot of bad people out there as well as good people. But
Like Chad Kruger.
yeah, I think he's got grey hair.
He does have grey hair.
Yeah, I mean it's.
I completely threw you off with that there, didn't I?
I'm just thinking about Nickelback. All I can hear is how you remind me going over
Right,
and over.
I'm so sorry that I did that to you. That was not my intention. That's not what I'm about. Evan says, both drink milk upside down. No question mark. No anything. That's his instructions. Drink
Both?
milk upside down.
Just drink milk upside down.
Yeah, I'm not doing that, but you're welcome to give it a go.
I'll try it later.
Yeah, I'm sure you will.
Yeah.
Evan's question: where do you see yourself in 5 years?
I see myself being older.
Yeah, great answer. I see myself being either dead or in jail, so that's not my real answer. I wish I was a little bit taller. I wish I was a baller.
What's the next line?
I don't know. Nobody knows. Do you even know the guy who sings that?
Who
is it?
Wish I had it.
Skilo.
With a hat and a bass.
Skilo sings that.
Isn't it something like that?
I think that. Yeah, I think so.
In a hat. Yeah. Well, in 5 years' time, I hope I know every word of that song.
I'm gonna. Yeah,
And I'm
we'll,
older.
We'll get working on that tonight when this is done.
Cool.
Aaron Loosemore, who's a friend of mine, asks, and you will love this question, but it might be a bit deep. He says, if a tree falls on actor Forrest Whitaker and no one is around, does he still make a sound? And then he's put in quotation marks with capital letters, help, there's a fucking tree on me. So, your opinion on that?
Oh, he's an amazing actor. And
He's
I'm a
so
big
good.
fan. I really hope a tree doesn't fall on him.
Yes.
But, I don't know.
He is great. Have you ever seen
He's definitely going to make a sound. If you're in the middle of nowhere and you get hit by a tree, you're going to scream,
Have you ever seen Vantage Point? Is that what it's called? It's a movie.
It's really good.
Yeah, he
Just
does a lot of running in that movie.
Yeah, he
It's-
does actually.
Yeah.
Fair play to him.
Yeah. He doesn't do as much running as Tom Cruise, but, Tom Cruise is always running. As, on this podcast, I don't know, you've listened to a few episodes, haven't you?
Yeah, I have, yeah.
Everything always comes back to movies. Like, we can be talking about things that'll wipe the planet out, and it's like, yeah, have you ever seen Deep Impact? Like, it just movies is just what makes
Do you know what a
this...
terrible movie is? 2012.
Oh yeah, the Roland Emmerich. Wasn't it Roland Emmerich? Yeah, he
It's so bad, man.
It's
just ridiculous.
It's
like.
John Cusack running for a whole movie.
Yeah.
It's the same movie since he made Independence Day back in '98. It's just over and over.
Yeah.
Well,
Didn't he direct The Day After Tomorrow as well, though?
Yeah.
Yeah, so...
It's nothing like Independence Day.
Well, no,
It's
Independence Day is a modern
He
classic.
also made Nicolas Cage joint called Unknown, which is exactly the same movie as 2012.
Well, thankfully I don't know that.
But 2012 is just like a really like bad B movie.
Yeah.
That got a Hollywood treatment.
It's no Hive.
But the script was still awful. You know.
Do you remember watching The Hive?
Oh, it's a B movie called The Hive.
Yeah, that was a great movie. If by great you mean the worst thing that's ever happened.
Some B movies are fantastic though.
What about B movie with what's his name?
With the bees in it.
The actual
B
movie.
movie with
You
your
remember
man.
Seinfeld?
Jerry Seinfeld.
That's a great movie.
It's great.
I love all Pixar movies. That's not a Pixar movie.
It's
right?
DreamWorks.
DreamWorks, yeah. There's some great DreamWorks ones, but Pixar movies are incredible.
Pixar are like one of the dominant forces in world cinema right now.
I'm actually reading the book there, Creativity Inc. It's all
yeah.
the Pixar, how it formed, and it's amazing.
They had for Finding Nemo, they had people study marine biology for like 2 years or something. And
It's unbelievable.
there's loads of if you were a marine biologist and you watch that movie, there are so many jokes that you would get, and only you would get, so many nods to science and stuff in it. And
Yeah, it's very clever.
yeah, it is. I like those movies where it's a kids movie, but there's stuff in it for adults as well. And
That's what I mean. You can watch great thing about Pixar movies is they always have a message, you know, and they can be watched on numerous levels. They can be, a kid can watch it.
yeah,
You know, a teenager can watch it, and an adult can watch it on there's just different levels. You know, I'm not ashamed to say that when I was watching Up, and that first scene when the couple are going up the hill,
yeah.
the old couple, and the wife falls, and then she's sick. It's like how they can make something so powerful in such a short little tiny montage.
It's the opening 2 minutes,
I
isn't
bawled my eyes out. I cried like a little baby.
it? Well, you are a pussy, so...
Well, you cry when you listen to Katy Perry
I've
songs.
the only one movie has ever made me cry. Guess what it is?
Jurassic Park,
No.
RoboCop.
No, but close.
What?
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of ones that would not make anybody cry.
Well, hey, RoboCop is a harrowing tale of one man who just wants justice.
2012 because it's so short.
No. No,
I almost cried.
the answer is Terminator 2. It's the only movie that's ever made me cry.
Like tears of fear or tears of joy?
No, dude,
or tears of sadness.
when the Terminator gets lowered down into the...
But he's a Terminator.
But he's friends with John Connor.
He's a serial killer.
But he's not, though.
He's you know?
But John Connor made him not kill anyone, and they struck up a friendship, and Sarah Connor was determined to kill him and everything, and then she realised that he was actually alright. He was programmed to protect John, and they became friends, and he said things like, no problemo, and it was
I want your shoes, your clothes,
and your motorcycle.
But
But they had a legit,
bromance.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then, he was the closest thing John ever had to a father figure, because in this warped universe, he doesn't meet his dad till he's 35. But either way, the Terminator, as he's getting lowered into the... Spoiler alert, by the way. As he's getting lowered into the lava, and he sticks his thumb up like that, and it goes down, and John Connor is bawling his eyes out, and it's fucking tragic. It is. It's the saddest scene I've ever seen in a movie.
I just thought it was an epic action scene, but each to their own. First movie I ever cried in was The Lion King. I remember going to this. It was my second time in the cinema. I was 8 years old, but yeah, when Mufasa dies.
I've never seen The
That's
Lion King.
heartbreaking, man. What?
Yeah. This is every time I mention this, someone's what? I haven't seen any Disney movies when I was a kid. I haven't seen Beauty and the Beast, Sleeping Beauty, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. I've never seen any of them.
You gotta look. I mean,
the first one I saw was Toy Story, and that's Disney Pixar, so it's not really a.
Yeah, it's not really Disney.
It's not Walt Disney didn't come up with that.
The Lion King is unbelievable.
It's just Hamlet with lions. But then I guess there's probably every movie.
And Timon and Pumbaa, those two little guys.
Yeah.
Singing Hakuna Matata. You know, I used to sing along. I had the sing along with the Lion King videotape, and I used to sit there in the sitting room sing along to every single song. And I know the words of every single song.
Actually, I've seen one Disney movie when I was a kid. It was one of the first movies I ever saw, and do you know what it was? It was Bambi, and that ruined my life.
Oh, when the mother dies.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
And that was
heartbreaking.
actually... I don't even think I cried at that. I really don't. But that movie
But
just...
you cried when a robot was thrown into the lava.
He wasn't a robot, alright? He learned to feel. I will not have you sitting here dissing the Terminator.
No, it's a great movie. You know, just like
It was.
he's a serial killer robot.
He didn't kill anyone though. That's the thing. John Connor told him specifically to not kill anyone. Like they sent every police officer in whatever state they were in, probably LA, because you know it's America. But like he shot them with grenade launchers, but he shot the cars, so the
You're
cars would go up
saying
and they're
he didn't
retreat.
kill anybody in that whole movie.
And he killed like 2 people at the start.
There you go.
But
He's a killer. He's
but
a
he
murderer.
wasn't. But he wasn't told not to then, because he was programmed to do that. But once John Connor said don't kill anyone, he didn't kill anyone. He broke a guy's hand, sure. Threw a guy on. He shot a guy in the leg. But
I'm
like,
gonna have to watch that movie again
yeah, you are.
and see it in a whole new light. And I'll ring you and I'll be bawling my eyes out.
Yeah.
You were right. You were right, man.
How do I go on?
I just can't take it anymore. Man, he's gone. Is he really gone?
But then you'll just write an album around it, and I'll just be like,
Called Robot Murderer Emotional Crying Moment. I don't know.
the thing is, you literally come up with song titles for a living, and that's what you're giving me.
Yeah, sorry, that was a terrible attempt.
That was bad.
You could say Cyborg.
Cyborg. That is deadly.
Yeah.
If you guys can imagine a face palm, that's
Son of Prime. Bastroid.
Son of Cyborg.
Yeah, but he's a Bastroid.
What's a bastroid?
He's a droid, but he's a Bastroid.
He's a bastroid. He never knew his father.
Son of Cyborg, Bastroid.
Ah, Cyborg.
R2T bag.
oh dear God.
Oh dear.
R2T bag and ICUP.
The thing is,
That's right.
I bet Cyborg is a legitimate Jean-Claude Van Damme movie.
Oh yeah.
It sounds like a terrible movie.
Yeah,
Like
it
a
does.
B movie.
But like you would watch it all
No,
day,
but
every day.
like what would it be? It would be like a cyborg,
An emotional
a
roller coaster.
Cyborg he's just an emotional wreck.
He's a tour de force.
So he doesn't actually do anything, right?
He was sent
But he
back
just
in
he goes
time.
to therapy.
No, he was sent.
Just
No,
like,
listen.
You're sent back in time to show
No,
humans how to feel
No,
again.
he was sent back in time to counsel John Connor about his dead mother who's going to be killed in the future. But it turns out he's got a lot of emotional problems himself. So when he starts counseling John Connor, he starts breaking down about his own problems, about his financial problems, about his divorce.
His divorce.
My wife doesn't talk to me
Yeah, I've
anymore.
got a Bastroid out there. I don't even know who he is.
I don't even know my own son. He's a bastroid.
Son of Cyborg. So yeah, it
So-
could be a great movie.
How did we get here?
I don't know.
to this. Oh, Terminator. Yeah, all right. Grand. Yeah, I'll watch it and I'll see what happens.
It won't be as good as what you think it'll be after that, but
I really want to see this Cyborg movie though.
yeah, it sounds really good.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
What was the first movie you ever saw in the cinema?
Baby's Day Out.
That's
Really?
awesome.
Yeah,
Fuck, mine was Matilda.
I've seen that in the cinema as well. It's
Yeah,
a great movie. Yeah.
It is a great movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the first one I ever saw, and then I didn't get to see Cyborg till I was 16 because it was a 16 rated one.
Yeah, I snuck in.
Yeah.
Yeah, my first movie was Casper, and I snuck into Power Rangers.
Oh, do you remember the
it
Power
was
Rangers
terrible.
movie?
Yeah, yeah.
That was so bad.
It was pretty awful. Power Rangers was great when you were a kid. It was amazing. You know,
Yeah,
but
it
when you
was-
watch it now, it just doesn't make sense.
Do you know it wasn't even the only scenes filmed with the American actors were the ones where they were in school, and everything else was just ripped out of 3 different Japanese TV shows. The whole the original White Ranger, the reason he could never be seen with the other, do you know, like whenever they needed the White Ranger, he turned up and did everything himself. Do you know what that was? It was because the guy who played him was like 3 foot tall, And every time he was on screen in his TV show, he was a little kid who went around harassing women. He was a little pervert kid.
Whoa.
And they turned him into like this badass Power Ranger guy. And all of the scenes from the Power Rangers, that's why when they ran out of stuff, they had to start taking from different Power Rangers, different shows in Japan. So you had Power Rangers in space and all of those ones. And
Never
that's
watched any of them.
Bit of useless trivia for you. Sorry for putting out. Bryan Cranston, the actor.
Hal from Malcolm in the Middle, yeah.
Yeah, Hal from
Familiar with
Malcolm
his
in the
work.
One of his first acting roles is actually one of the little ninja guys, the bad guys.
A pussy.
Putty, yeah.
That's the one, yeah.
He was one of
Oh
them.
my god, they made that crazy sound. It was like
They scared the crap out of me when I was young. When I watched Power Rangers growing up, and I used to see those scenes where, you know, the Power Rangers, they're teenagers in school, in high school, and they get harassed by these putties, but they come out of nowhere. You know, outside school, they just gang up on them.
Who would
fucking terrified me, because I was thinking like,
I was actually
this could
pretty
happen to me.
terrified of them as well, man. Yeah.
I was terrified by the Mysterons in Captain Scarlet. Did anyone watch that?
No.
Right, well they used to come in the form of these circular orbs of light that shone in on the roof, right? And one night I was having a sleepover at my friend's house, and he had a mirror, a little bathroom mirror that had two things on it, and he made it light up and shone it on the roof, and he was like, "It's the Mysterons," and I fucking legged it out for the light because I was terrified of them.
Holy shit.
Not many people watch Captain Scarlet. It was like
I remember the theme tune, but
yeah, I have all the DVDs of it at home.
Was it a puppet kind
what's
of
the
thing?
team?
It was like Thunderbirds.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Thunderbirds. I remember. Yeah.
Yeah, he was indestructible, which made him like the worst guy ever because he couldn't fucking die. So I was like, what's the point? You never worried
What's the
for
point
him.
in watching it then? Like,
What's the point in Superman though? He's like the worst superhero in the world.
well, he's got kryptonite.
Yeah, but that's it. Just stay away from kryptonite and you're fine.
Yeah, but
Do you know what I mean?
his, like the evil guys know his, like.
The thing about Superman, right, that makes him rubbish is that if he gets sufficiently angry enough, he can literally fly into space and spin the world around to go back in time and right his wrongs. Like, he can see through walls. He's literally bulletproof. Like, there's nothing brave about that guy.
Actually, he could do that. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Why
like,
hasn't he done that?
because he's an idiot most of the time, you know.
Fair enough, actually.
Because the plot can't go anywhere if he does that.
It doesn't make for an interesting movie.
Yeah, that's amazing about Bryan Cranston. Who would have thought that he'd go on to play Hal in Malcolm in the Middle for all those years?
I know, yeah, it's unbelievable.
Yeah, he was so good in that show as well. Like, how did he put up with all that abuse from
that
that bitch?
episode that he did the roller skates, you know, and he got
Yeah.
really good at it, I cried.
That was they had Funky Town in that.
Yeah. It was great. But,
You know, it was a great episode of that when he got the like he used to disappear routinely every day and nobody knew why, and he was venting his frustration by renting like a bulldozer or a steamroller and rolling over everything, and then Dewey found out about it and the two of them just started crushing everything that they owned. So good. But
Great show, man.
I think Bryan Cranston should get a bigger acting role in another TV show maybe in a few years, like where he gets into
like
drug
where
making or something.
and it's a little bit more serious.
A dark one, yeah.
A bit more credible as well.
He's probably not ready for that now though.
Yeah.
Like
I can't see him doing it because I mean Hal is just
Hal is his Hal is his magnum opus.
He's
like,
typecast.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he is Hal. Like he'll never amount to anything else. And plus, I don't think anyone would watch a show where he plays a dark, brooding character.
Yeah, it'd be a bit weird.
Yeah,
but your man who plays Malcolm, I could see him doing something.
Frankie Muniz.
Yeah,
that's his name, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is he related to Cher, or did I make that up?
I have no idea. Is Cher not a robot?
Possibly, I don't know. She did invent auto. Well, no, she brought auto tune to the world. So you gotta hate her for that.
No, Cher's amazing. She's got some incredible songs, and she's a great actress as well.
How many?
What's that movie with the tree? It's her, and there's like a little girl, and then
Grease. The Lion
King. That's it. Yeah, that's the one.
Have you seen
I can't remember the name of that.
Is it Stuck on You?
Yeah.
Stuck on
She's
I only watched that recently.
Really?
Yeah, it's actually quite good.
Eva Mendes is unbelievable.
She's amazing. She's so hot.
Yeah, she's one of the greatest women. You know, she's married with, or she's pregnant with Ryan Gosling's kid.
I heard, yeah.
That's
it's pretty mad. There's a lot of heartbroken girls out there.
And guys like me.
Well,
because I don't get Eva Mendes.
so
Ryan
the
Gosling.
next best thing is Ryan Gosling.
Yeah.
fair enough.
Yeah. Well,
if you want.
I want
Just sit around.
Ryan Gosling to do that intense stare that he does in all his movies at me, and then that'll be that. Like he's typecast. He literally is typecast now. Like he's the guy from Drive now. That's what he's gonna be for a long time till he fixes it.
He's a great actor.
He's
I
so good.
don't think
Yeah.
he gets. No, he does. He's a great actor.
But he's like, have you seen Half Nelson?
No.
Have you seen Only God Forgives?
Yeah, that's very good.
No.
I didn't like it at all. But
The only Ryan Gosling movie I've seen is The Notebook.
have you seen Drive?
Yeah, I've seen Drive.
And
No joke.
you've
And
seen,
do you know what's the gangster one?
The Place Beyond the Pines.
Place Beyond the
Place
Pines.
Oh,
I've
Gangster
seen that.
Squad.
Gangster Squad.
The
He's
thing
amazing.
about Gosling, right, and of all those movies I just listed, he plays a character who's standing on the line between good and bad, and he's emotionally good, and that's clear in his actions to people, but he's physically bad, and he's always dragged down into the underworld looking for redemption, and he always stares at things, and he always has about 15 lines of dialogue, and that's all of his movies now. Like, he needs to, you know, that's his thing now, is that he's the bad guy who's looking for redemption. That's always what it is, and he's always trying to prove that he's good, but he's never able to do it because people keep bringing him back down to, like, it's in Drive they have that metaphor with the scorpion and the scorpion and the toad, and he wears the scorpion on his back because he is the toad. He gets stung by the scorpion because it's in his nature. Like, that's all of his movies. That's all he's ever, like, he needs to not do that anymore. Like, not that I don't love it, because I thought The Place Beyond the Pines was brilliant, and I think the people who complain about that movie missed the point, but
Lars and the Real Girl was pretty good, though.
I haven't seen that.
Very good.
That's actually really good. Yeah, there is a lot. It's like the big movies that he's been in, the successful ones. He's kind of had. Yeah, very true.
He's
he hasn't
tight.
really spoken a lot. In Drive, he didn't speak at all. Really.
Drive is him staring at Kerry Mulligan.
But that's the whole.
I
The
know.
movie's brilliant.
The
you
movie
know?
is fantastic.
That's what, like, he doesn't say much, but he doesn't have to say
Yeah,
much.
I know.
And that alone is pretty incredible.
It's great, direct.
I
That's
mean, if you look at, like, The Artist, so that movie.
I don't know.
I can't remember. No, but there's no dialogue whatsoever in it.
Oh, that's the one that won the.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a silent movie.
And I mean, I'm not an actor. I'm a terrible actor. But
You were great in the One Day video.
that wasn't acting.
You were great in the All I Want video. Like,
Well,
you
I mean-
handed that guy that page.
You know, it took 4 weeks for me to actually get that.
Yeah, but
I kept getting it wrong. I was trying to get into character. You know, I was
well,
like,
that's how it is. Like,
standing by a photocopying machine. In one of our videos, it's a video called All I Want. Myself and the band are actually in the video as extras, and we're in the background. But yeah, I had this one scene. It's for 2 seconds, I think, and I'm standing by a photocopying machine, and I just had to hand a piece of paper to some dude in the office, you know. But
isn't it true that you worked in an office for a year and a half just to prepare for that role?
I did actually,
Yeah.
yeah. And I mean, I went to acting classes. I worked in I worked as a photocopying boy and kind of odd jobs.
You had to work your way up from a staple.
Yeah, no, I started on Staples, and then I moved up to, like, giving out pens.
Yeah, that's right.
And then it took me about a year until I actually was giving out paper.
Yeah.
You know, so. So yeah, and then I got the part of the video.
Yeah, which is really good because it happened to be your
Yeah,
video.
I mean,
like-
you know, I take it very seriously. You know.
Yeah, you don't mess around.
Yeah.
It's method acting, that's the one.
Yeah.
It is,
Sure.
yeah. There's no time for messing around.
I was waiting for the Oscar nomination, but it never came.
No, it didn't. You were robbed by
What's his name?
Bryan Cranston for
Well,
Hal in Malcolm in the Middle.
Yeah, that was
He
it.
won it, yeah. That was good times, but I don't know. I think this.
No, it was actually between me and Daniel Day-Lewis for Lincoln.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you see Lincoln?
Yeah, I've seen.
I cried when he died at the end. I did not see that coming. Like how he you know.
Did he die?
Everybody knows.
No, he did.
Everybody knows.
They spent the whole time,
Oh my
you
god, I
know,
had no idea he died.
building this character and developing him and having him do every piece of good that he did in the world, and then he gets killed. Outrageous. Like, it's only fiction, thankfully, but
I
if
thought
that
he came back for the sequel, Lincoln versus the Vampires or something.
yeah, but that's because
that's based on true.
That's a true
That one.
story.
Oh, that's
the
true story,
real-
yeah.
that's
yeah.
Abraham Lincoln.
Abraham Lincoln. That was the sequel
No.
to Lincoln.
No,
No,
it was Lincoln Park.
They
was
brought
the-
out. No,
Oh,
they brought
sorry,
out.
yeah, yeah.
They brought out Lincoln. No, they brought out Abraham Lincoln.
Hot Dog Flavored Water
Vampires.
and Star. What was it again?
That was Limp Bizkit.
Sorry, yeah, I'm getting mixed up here, man.
You tell.
That's the greatest album ever made.
Yeah.
That's,
No, with it was Abraham Lincoln. They brought out
And then it was
no,
Linkin Park. was the
Abraham
other one.
Lincoln, Abraham Lincoln, Vampire Slayer.
Yeah,
Linkin Park, the
That
Vampire
came out,
Slayer.
and that's, you know,
that's true.
that's
yeah.
a known fact. Like it's
Like, he
based
was a
on
vampire
based
slayer
on truth,
at
you know,
night.
historical events.
Well, bringing in the Emancipation Proclamation during the day.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But then they brought out this other spin-off called Lincoln,
Yeah,
and then
Yeah.
you get shot.
With black
yeah.
people, but he wasn't actually fighting for black people's rights. He was fighting for
Yeah, but there was
vampires' rights.
no
no, he
vampires.
was fighting for new metal, for hybrid theory, and like he was Chester Bennington in that movie, wasn't he?
Oh yeah, he was actually.
Yeah, he was in a band as well.
Yeah, yeah, and Mike Shinoda was dropping some sick rhymes and stuff.
Mm.
Yeah,
What's your favorite album of all time, actually?
Wow. But, it's a tough question.
I wanted.
You know, that's another question that people always ask, and every single time I'm asked it, it's like I'm always stumped. I'm just like,
I have one answer that I just know it is because I can listen to the album on repeat forever, and that's like, so whenever anyone asks me, that's my one. But it doesn't suit every day, you know. Like there are some days when I want to listen to Nine Inch Nails, and there are some days when I want to listen to fucking Dre from '94. Like,
no, it depends on your mood. But then again, I kind of do believe that a lot of people do have one album that they always go back to.
yeah,
You know, and I mean, you might not even know that you do because you just do it. Because
I
you're
definitely-
used to it
I
and
definitely
it's a
do.
routine
Like,
to listen to it.
I know what mine is. Everyone listening knows what it is as well, so I'm not going to bother saying it because people are sick of me talking about it. But I definitely
Justin
have.
Bieber, Believe.
No, it was One Direction. One Direction album one. What's their? They have two albums now,
Up
don't
All
they?
I
Night.
thought it would have been Katy Perry's Prison.
No, it was actually Teenage Dream by Katy Perry.
Oh, okay.
Do you know how many tunes are on that album? It's wall to wall tunes. Amazing album.
Wall to Wall Katy
Top
Perry.
quality pop music that I'll hate myself for listening to in 5 years. But
To be honest, I'd probably album. See, I listen to songs. And
yeah,
all the time, I very rarely listen to albums. I'll like grab two songs from an album. It's probably because of iTunes, you know. But
it is. I know it is.
it's like a lot of people do, but I'll grab like two songs from that album, a song from that album. So my actual library on my phone or whatever, you know, and the music that I listen to pisses a lot of people off because like, oh, you got that album. Oh no, wait, you don't. You just have that one song.
You do have a lot of albums though. Like
I do have a lot of albums, but I'm more like I could name 100 favorite songs of mine that I listen to all the time.
Go for it now. Just give us like what's your
Okay, one of my favorite songs of all time is a song called "These Days" by Jackson Browne.
Yeah, I thought it'd be that.
But then I like a lot. Like I'm constantly listening to new music and discovering new music, just like anyone else. I love the new Imagine Dragons album.
I like
There's some great songs on that.
that Radioactive song is so badass. Like, it's just a really good rock song. Like, I think
The whole album's awesome.
yeah.
It's really good.
The only thing I don't like about the album is that like all the songs are really really good, I think, but it doesn't fit together as an album. I don't think it's like a collection of songs. Rather, it feels more like a greatest hits than an actual album. You know, it's not.
That's not necessarily a bad thing.
No, it's not. I know.
But I know what you mean by an album.
It's
but
a
yeah,
cohesive.
okay, I'm a big Coldplay fan, right? And their newest album, I know a lot of people don't like it, and I know a lot of people don't like Coldplay. But then again, music is opinionated.
I know everyone.
So-
Everyone is going to be laughing because they know that I don't like Coldplay.
I know you hate Coldplay.
Like,
But no, I think their new album is great. And there's a guy called John Hopkins who's like a DJ, and he writes kind of instrumental music.
yeah,
from
you
London,
showed me.
and
Him.
he's incredible.
He is really
And
good.
he's Coldplay have actually collaborated with him, and he's produced a lot of tracks, and you can really hear it in the sound.
Yeah.
And I'm a huge fan of John Hopkins. It's great chill out music, you know, that you can listen to or fall asleep to, or you can kind of dance to as well.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
just
yeah.
one of those that it's great. I love it. But he's a genius. Yeah, I really like that new Coldplay album. I think it's an incredible album. Like, as an album.
I have listened.
Oh,
to it.
another incredible album is Plastic Beach by
Girls?
the Gorillaz. Yeah,
Oh,
Gorillaz
yeah,
Plastic
yeah, yeah.
Beach. That's
Damon
an incredible
Albarn.
album. Yeah, Damon Albarn.
I-
He's a genius.
I don't like that Rhinestone Eyes song.
No.
But the only reason I don't like it is because it was on FIFA 12, I think,
Oh, so you heard it over and over and
yeah.
over and over again.
for my entire life.
It's really funny how, like, when you hear songs over and over and over again, you just fall out of love with them.
Yeah.
I used to work in a garage when I was a kid, and that year when I was working in the garage, it was like Damien Rice Cannonball.
Great
It
song.
was Natasha Bedingfield,
These Words.
Unwritten.
Oh, that song is so good.
The Trills, Big Sur. Just don't go back to Big Sur.
Oh, yeah.
baby,
What was that
please
other
don't
song?
go.
One Horse Town, Hanging Around.
Yeah, Hanging Around. It was that one as well when I was there. But it was just all these songs. Oh, and then there was one by some guy. Oh, I can't remember. Okay, it's good that I've forgotten that because these songs, I just every day, day in, day out, they were the only songs that played in this little garage that I was in, and over again it was the same radio station. And like after like, you know, a couple of months there, it just kind of did my head in to hear them songs.
Yeah, I had the
You know,
same
even
thing.
though they're great songs, I mean, I like Damien Rice is amazing. I love him, but like
In-
it's like
In your defense of that, though, the Cannonball radio version is completely different to the album version. It's a more upbeat one, and it's really... I hate
radio
it, to be
edit.
honest.
Yeah, well, it's still cool, man. It's a great song.
It is,
You know?
but the upbeat one just... Because the
That's
whole...
another album that's amazing.
It's brilliant,
You
yeah.
know, I also love Ray Montan's first album.
Yeah, I like
He's
his...
amazing.
I like... Is it his second one, Till the Sky Turns Black?
Yeah.
There's a song on that called Empty, and it's one of my favourite
It's
songs
actually
ever.
really weird because I remember we were listening to music
A few
here
weeks ago.
in my gaff, and then I'm like obviously a huge Ray Montan fan. And I thought I had every album, and for whatever stupid reason, I didn't know. I skipped that album and never knew it existed.
Yeah.
And then you were like, "Yeah, they're my favorite albums," and I'm like, "What?"
Yeah.
It's like that's never happened before.
I know,
and then
yeah.
I love that album now, and it was like it's amazing like that. I got to listen to a brand new album. Well, it's years old, but I just
Yeah, it was new to you.
it just
and
went
it's-
over my head for whatever reason. But yeah,
Empty on that is one of my favourite songs
it's a
anyway.
great song. I love Jolene. That's
Yeah.
not on that album.
It's
It's
the first one, isn't it?
Gossip in the Grain, or is it on?
I don't know actually. No,
Yeah,
the
I'm
first one is that the one that I've been saved by?
No, that's Trouble.
Trouble, yeah, that's the first one.
I love my favorite Raymond again. Like I have favorite songs that I would only listen to them and I wouldn't listen to the albums.
Yeah,
I've got
yeah.
like favorite Ray Montan songs, Jolene, All the Wild Horses, Trouble, Let It Be Me, and then there's another song called Sarah. That's a great song.
It's got one called Burn, I think.
I know Burn, yeah,
Uh,
but that's one I can't pass.
I love that song.
It's a great song, but yeah. And then on Plastic Beach, like Gorillaz,
Yeah.
Melancholy Hill. I'd
yeah.
happily put that on repeat.
That is a really good song in like as a you'd know better than me, like as someone who actually creates music, it's a solid, like actual proper fully cohesive
It's
song.
a brilliant
like,
song, man.
yeah, everything
It's some
that-
of the sounds he used are incredible. It's like, it's one of those songs again that you could fall asleep to or you could dance to.
yeah.
And it's so chilled out. I mean, I have a habit of putting songs on repeat and it annoys people, but listen to them
Yeah.
over and over and over and over again. I'll happily like go asleep to a song and listen to it 14 times.
Yeah, I can't do that.
Like, for
That's
whatever reason, that's what I do.
that's like
I love
criminal
it.
to me.
That's how I listen to music.
Although
Yeah.
actually lately I've been listening to that Boom Clap song I was telling you about.
Charlie XCX.
Yeah, that-
she's great.
That song is so good. It's like my mate showed me it because lately I've been listening to mostly, pretty much like I've typecasted my music. It's like I listen to electro pop or indie with female vocalists, so like The Naked and Famous or Fantagram or there's one called MO. I don't even know if that's pronounced
Naked and
properly.
Famous, his first album is amazing.
It's so good. Yeah, the second one is brilliant as well.
I haven't properly listened to it.
Yeah,
yet,
yeah,
but
that Charlie
Charlie
XCX song, like my mate showed me it and he's like, you might like this.
she's great. And she's smoking hot as well, isn't she?
Yeah, she
Well, I
is.
haven't seen a lot of photos of her, but
No, she is in the video for Boom Clap, which is all I have to go off. But it's
Oh,
from
great.
the Fault in Our Stars soundtrack, which you're actually on, aren't you?
yeah, we have a song on that. Yeah.
Is
Which
it All I
pretty
Want?
awesome. I haven't actually. Yeah, it's All I Want, but I haven't seen the movie yet.
Yeah, it's only just out though, isn't it?
Yeah, well, pretty recently. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I've never gone to the cinema and seen. Well, you know, obviously, heard one of my own songs.
Oh yeah.
So like, I'm actually really excited about it. It's not my type of movie, but I'm really excited about watching that movie and actually hearing my own song playing. It's pretty cool.
When was the last time you went to the cinema?
Pretty recently, I went to see. What did I go to see? Oh, it was really bad. Oh no, Avengers.
Oh no,
The new one.
you saw Iron Man 3. We
No.
went to that.
Yeah, but I went to see the Avengers after that.
How? It wasn't out after that.
No, what? I'm confused. when did we go see Iron Man?
I don't know. Last summer, maybe the end of last summer.
Yeah, no. What? I remember sitting there. I was on a date and I went to see this movie.
Oh yeah, you told me about it.
What was it?
Was it the Captain America one?
It was Captain America.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah, sorry. It was the Winter Soldier. Yeah, which I mean, I don't know. It was all right. For whatever reason, I didn't really like it. I thought the first one was incredible.
I as they move away from origin stories, I find that I like them less and less.
Yeah, it's very true.
Even though you know what it is, you like to see their spin on it and how they work things in and
it's
stuff.
Just like the origins are the only one that ever did it amazingly. Well, I mean, obviously there's loads, but the Dark Knight and
Batman
Begins, like that as a trilogy is just fucking incredible.
Yeah, I love it.
Like then you go to the Captain America and it's like, yeah,
it's a bit cheesy. Like
it's no Dark Knight.
No, you can't really. Nothing will ever compare to that for superhero movies because it's so fucking dark. It's the darkest. I don't know. Your man Christopher Nolan actually, he directed Inception as well. He's got a new movie coming out in November called Interstellar.
Oh yeah.
With McConaughey.
I think I've seen a trailer for this.
You probably have.
It looks incredible.
It looks so fucking good. It's like got wormholes and it's about space travel and shit. And
savage, man.
It looks like it was directed purely for me, and
I love that.
I love Christopher Nolan. I think he's incredible. But yeah, I don't know. I think will we leave it there?
When's the last time you went to the cinema?
It was Iron Man 3 with you, I think.
Oh right, fair enough.
I think I'm trying to think of anything else it could have been because when I asked that, I had something in my head, but I think it was just The Dark Knight Rises. But I know Iron Man came out after that, so I think it was Iron Man 3. I'm pretty sure you fell asleep in the cinema at that.
I was probably exhausted.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tory.
There's a stranger in the room that we don't even know who just wandered in here. Some crazy fan.
Thanks a lot, man. Really appreciate it. Are we live right now?
No,
it's recording. I should probably not sit in this chair because it's so squeaky. And that just
don't do that over and over again.
That just sounds really weird.
I'm so
And there's 3 guys in a room, in a tiny little room.
Yeah. Oh, Steve. Oh, right there. That's your sweet spot.
Oh dear.
oh. I'm gonna show Stevie my O face.
Oh my god.
Oh.
Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear.
Oh dear, oh dear.